those of you who don't know, that is the theme song of the discipleship program at Evergreen Center. Oh, speak to me. I first heard that song many years ago, sung by a missionary and his wife in Zion Faith Homes. And years later, desperate for the words and music to that song, I looked it up on the internet and found that a lady had sung it as a solo in Hawaii in a church meeting. And I got the words again, and then later I discovered that the 16 singing men, not these 16 singing men, from Moody Bible Institute, had recorded it. So thankful. I do want to thank again everyone who's contributed to this retreat behind the scenes. I know that Brother Kurt has mentioned several of you by name, and you all know who you are. Having been part of this since the very first Evergreen Retreat in 1998, I know something of what goes on behind the scenes to make it happen. So when you see some of these workers, would you thank them personally for all they've done? A lot of late nights, long hours, sacrifice, consecration to make it happen. Thank you personally from me too, to all of you who've done so much to make it so comfortable for everybody. Thank you. Thank you for your gifts to me and my wife. We appreciate it very much. I deserve nothing. In fact, I deserve to go to hell. And God has released me from that. I'm very thankful. Anything He does beyond that is pure mercy. Well, it's pure mercy in the first place. But I don't earn anything ever. But thank you for your gifts and kindness to us. I am going to take a minute to speak about the next two retreats. I have a very strong personal interest in next year's retreat and the year 2021. And I'm going to take a minute to talk about that. Evangelist S.R. Manohar is not a name that's familiar to Americans, but it's very familiar to Indian people. And I met him in 2002, and we have been fast friends for 17 years. In fact, I have asked him to be the main speaker at my funeral. I'm not planning on a funeral right now, but I have asked him, will you give the main talk? Because God has knit my heart with that brother in a very amazing way. He is another understated figure in the kingdom of God. Yes. But almost everywhere he goes in India, people know him. And when Benny Hinn had his huge campaign in Mumbai some years ago, and he found out Manohar was in the audience, he made him come up and sit on the platform. He's very well known in India, but I felt very strongly he should conduct the next retreat, and he's agreed to do it. I just hope that you'll set that date on your calendar now and not miss it, because the Lord is in this. And the following year, yes, we're announcing 2 years ahead of time. The very special young man will be the retreat speaker named Dickie Brogdon. I've known him since he was born. I knew his parents. I knew his father before his father was even married. And Dickie grew up in Kenya, East Africa. And he and his parents would come and spend furlough time in the Zion Faith Homes. And I got to know Dickie very well. And Dickie has consecrated his life to the nth degree. He's formed an organization called Live Dead, and he told me he fully expects to be a martyr. He learned Arabic in Bible college so that he could carry out his life's burden, which is to bring the gospel to Muslim people in hostile environments and dangerous environments. For 22 years he served in the Sudan, been arrested, been persecuted, but tremendous consecration in this young man. And he's taken a hold of what he was taught by his parents and others in the faith homes and lived it. And he's done it within the denomination called the Assemblies of God.
Wow.
I jokingly say he's too big for them to kick him out now. He scorched them 3 years ago as he was the keynote speaker at the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Assemblies of God. You can still find his talk on the internet. And God has gotten a hold of that young man in a wonderful way. And because he's a personal friend, he calls me Uncle Doug. I call him Dickie. He's known as Dick, of course. But Dickie is a personal friend, and because of that friendship, he agreed to come, Lord willing, in 2021 and conduct a retreat for us. We expect a huge turnout because we're going to insist that all the Assembly of God churches know about it. And we expect them to come. I just want to weep when I think about it. Because it's Jesus in him. He came to me before he left for the Sudan. He came to me in my office in Zion. Uncle Doug, what advice do you have for me before I go to the mission field for the first time? What do you want to tell me? I said, Dickie, God's hand is on your life and he's going to use you. But the people around you are going to want to puff you up and use you for their own purposes. Resist that with all your might and stay small in your own eyes. And he's done it. You can't flatter him. He's only in his 40s. And he stuck to it. And he learned in the faith homes that he should spend 2 hours a day in the Word and prayer, like we all did. But he's turned it into a mandate for all the people that work for him. And he's done it this way. He's told them all, not only must you tithe your money, you must tithe your time to God. So you have to spend 2 hours and 24 minutes every day with the Lord in prayer and the Word. And anybody that works for him has to do it. So the foundation of his ministry is in the Word and prayer. Amazing. Precious, precious brother. Put it on your calendar for 2021. And because we expect larger crowds, with Brother Manohar coming and then Dickie coming, we've engaged the facilities at the Green Lake Conference Center near Ripon, just west of Ripon. And they can accommodate, at least housing-wise, they can accommodate over 400 people on the property. They have a beautiful dining room that overlooks the lake and wonderful meeting rooms. And we just feel like that's the step we should take. It might be a tad bit more expensive than coming here, but I think you'll find it's well worth it to use their facilities for our retreats in the next 2 years, Lord willing.